Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana Minyard, and it is my honor to give you all an introduction to UC Berkeley's latest library installment, the Tom Hanks Cinema Library of Berkeley. The Tom Hanks Cinema Library is a research and archival library. Originally created for the academic community of UC Berkeley to enhance and expand the already existing film and media studies collection. But instead of just a collection, it has expanded into an entire fully staffed library. The building is located in the center of UC Berkeley's campus, and that's not an accident. The original intent of the placement was to make sure that the facilities of the library were accessible to everyone, not just the Film and Media Studies Department. The library connects both the past and the future. For the past, there is considerable focus on archival and presentation of film and the important components to film history and studies. For the future, the library aims to foster research and entertainment and provide visitors, patrons, students, and researchers with the tools needed to see exactly what the film industry will look like in the future and what the next generation of movies will look like. Just a moment, I want to make a brief mention to our founder, Tom Hanks. Yes, we are named after the actor. It was his generous donation that led to the creation of this library. His donation led to greater student interest in the film department, which in turn created a greater academic need, which then behooved the university to expand and provide these services to a broader range. To talk more about our patrons and who we serve, I pass the mic to my colleague, Madeline Blaha.
The Tom Hanks Library is located on the prestigious campus of the University of California, Berkeley. The library is located directly next to Doe Library. The location is meant to be convenient and accessible for students who can stop by between classes to enjoy the collection. However, the library also aims to be a pillar of the greater community beyond the campus, with its collections and services available to visitors and members of the surrounding Bay Area community. The University of California, Berkeley is located in Northern California in the Bay Area. The library's primary function is to serve the academic community of UC Berkeley. Our primary stakeholders and community members are the students and faculty of the university. However, the goal is to also serve the greater community of the Bay Area. Currently, our school body totals at 33,068 undergraduate students and 12,621 graduate students, with a variety of different races and ethnicities that our library serves. We are partnered with many on-campus student organizations in a connection with the Film and Media Studies Department. These organizations include the Giant Filmmaking, dedicated to promoting film creation on campus, Delta Kappa Alpha, our university's own cinematic fraternity, and Berkeley Art Museum, and the Pacific Film Archive Department. I will now be handing the presentation over to my coworker, Carla.
So let's talk about the meticulous preservation efforts we undertake. The humidity control rooms within our library run 24/7 to prevent fungal growth and moisture damage, a particular concern due to the gelatin binder in the film. These precautions are essential. We also store our 35mm films in passive preservation, which means that copies are stored in nitrogen on safety stock. Furthermore, we maintain digital backups of all of our analog film, steadily converting more to digital format. We are committed to preserving cinematic history. But we don't stop at preserving the past. We also embrace the future. In the age of virtual reality, filmmakers are pushing the boundaries of creativity, and we're right there with them. Our library has virtual reality rooms and headsets for students, staffs, and patrons to experiment with this immersive medium. Our virtual reality rooms are available for private and semi-private viewing. We also provide virtual reality headsets for patrons to take home, ensuring accessibility for all. One of our unique services is our costume archive, featuring pieces from the golden age of Hollywood. These costumes were acquired through donations and purchases. We have special exhibits and we rotate our display for all to admire. We also offer presentations on costume preservation and the artistry of sewing and restoration. Another of our services is our lecture hall, which is open to lecturers, academics, and event organizers. We use our lecture hall for any film-related events, such as TEDx events, our student film festival, and lectures. We also have private screening rooms for those who wish to use our media collection, and for those digital library enthusiasts, we offer streaming services, ensuring you can access our collection from anywhere. Our library's commitment to accessibility and pioneering research is another of our hallmark of our services. We believe that accessibility should be standard, not an exception. We are actively engaged in the research and development of audio description and enhanced audio description services for visually impaired. We serve as academic ground for researchers to collaborate with filmmakers in advancing accessibility through audiovisual technology. The library offers translation in over 15 languages, ensuring their content is accessible to diverse audiences.
Hello, this is Juliana once again. I'm here to introduce you to the library's SWOT assessment. Rather than focus on the entire assessment, we will focus on 3 key issues that we have developed plans for addressing. For our weaknesses, we focused on the issue of technical updates. All the technology that will need to be maintained and updated as technology improves with streaming and viewing media in the library. For threats, we identified the unreliability of our donor funding, as many of our donors are celebrities, as well as the staffing shortages that will arise when our student staff leave campus for winter, spring, and summer breaks. Madeline Blaha will now talk about our action plan regarding our staff shortages.
For action plan number 1, we will implement a special session internship program. We are addressing the external threat portion of our SWOT analysis, with staffing turnovers and reliance on internships and volunteers that may present shortages during summer times and off hours. To combat this, we will account for and mitigate turnover rates and inconsistencies with the volume of interns by incentivizing a summer and winter internship program. It is our belief that an academic library should serve its community and reflect the values of the campus it is housed on. To ensure that the library remains fully operational and reflecting these values during off-season months, the library proposes an accelerated internship course to provide students with an incentive to stay on campus during winter and summer break. The program will be short-term, only 10 weeks long, and be offered to 20 different students per winter and summer session. This will allow students an opportunity to build their resume and earn academic credit. The units offered range from 1 to 4 and correlate with the amount of time a student can dedicate to the library. The internship units will be pass, not pass, and average 3 hours a week per unit. An example of this, a 1-unit internship would equate to a single 3-hour shift each week. A student signed up for a 4-unit internship would work 2 6-hour shifts each week. This kind of work-based learning allows interns to contribute valuable creative ideas. We will work with the head of every academic department in order to cater to the intellectual needs of the interns. Now, what will this look like? The library will develop 4 different types of special session internship opportunities for college credit. To reflect our diverse campus, we will be offering technical support internships, humanitarian leadership internships, archival and chemical internships, and hospitality and customer internships. Some of the steps it would take and the timeline would look like would be: first, the library would establish a library internship directory committee. Then the LIDC would work with the heads of each academic department to develop the tailored internship programs. And finally, towards the end, we would hire an intern manager, another member of the full-time staff, to oversee the daily operations of each intern. There are some other steps in between, but these are the main 3 points. The timeline should take no longer than 6 months, and we should be ready to go by June 2024 to begin the hiring process of the interns coming in. To evaluate, the evaluations will be ongoing for as long as the program exists. We think it's important to hear back from our interns, as the program is meant to benefit them directly, but also have some benefits for the library. Student-based feedback is valued above all else, with feedback coming from the intern manager and the LIDC as well. Our main questions that we will be asking after each special session is, does it work for both the library and the students? Are all parties learning from each other? I will now give the presentation over to Tuila. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tawila Pitaya and I will be presenting Action Plan 2, which covers technical issues through creation of a training module for our staff. The training module will address the technical issues that arise from upkeep demands of our technology and also touches on a second internal weakness, which involves familiarizing our staff with our technology so that we can better serve our patrons. Technology is constantly evolving and advancing, and this reveals a need for academic libraries to adapt. And throughout the process of adaptation, we want to maintain our commitment to high quality service for our patrons. So our goal is to develop a training module that will equip our staff with knowledge so that ultimately our patrons can feel confident using our technology to the fullest extent. The action plan involves creating a team to oversee design, development, and implementation, and will involve working closely with the community. It also involves interdepartmental collaboration with human resources as well as IT. Evaluation will begin in the pre-development stage and involves creating a survey. So our module development team will design a survey that will be administered to our staff as well as for our users so that we can gain some insight on what are the most common technical issues that we face, amongst other things. Evaluation is also ongoing throughout the development process, and it includes test runs of the module and obtaining feedback from those tests so that we can understand what is working, what's not working, what goals are not being met. And our team will also be meeting with the library director and human resources every 4 weeks to submit a progress report and lay out what has been accomplished, what still needs to be done, what issues are coming up. Is there anything that is hindering progress? Does the team require additional resources or time extensions? And then a final evaluation will address the overall usability of the module and will determine if we have in fact met our goals in this process. The team will also determine a timeline for post-implementation reviews. As technology continues to advance, we want to ensure that the content of our training module keeps up with the advancement of technology in the modern age. Thank you all so much for listening, and I'm going to hand it off now to Alex to present to you action plan number 3.
All right, thank you, Talia. My name is Alex, and I'm here to take us through our last action plan, number 3, which is our tripartite fundraising program. Now, the problem we've identified is that here at the library, we get 2 very major sources of funding, of course, from the university and from Tom Hanks and his family. But we need another source of fundraising revenue. And importantly, we wanted it to come from the community, from the Bay Area community around us, from the people, from the visitors, from supporters of film and film archives. Um, and we wanted to be able to reach as many people as possible so we could have this reciprocal interaction with our visitors where they support us, we support them. And our solution is 3 separate action plans. We call them our fundraising action plans, or FRAPs. And they're split into 3 parts that kind of focus on 3 different aspects of our community, almost 3 like socioeconomically different parts of our community. The first FRAP 1, as we call it, is our library donation program through our library store. The second one is our streaming service. And the third one is our big value members packages. So I'm going to walk you through all 3 of them. The first one, our library donation program, is we are planning an expansion of our library shop. We are going heavily on the advertising. We are buying new uh, technology, upping the infrastructure, ensuring that the shop will be a very visible part of the library, ensuring that people know that they can bring in all their old DVDs or even VHSs and stuff like that so we can digitize them, and also so that we can resell them. And it will be a great little exchange program where people in the community, people who might not have a lot of money to spend or a lot of money to donate, but who want to give back to the film community, who want to give back to the library, who want to shop around and see what they can find. This is a great way for people to participate in that. We're also planning on funding an auction program in which every month at the shop we have a little auction for certain film props. And these will be things that will be donated from film sets, from the friends of the Tom Hanks cinema library, a baseball that was used on the set by someone, not necessarily ridiculously expensive items, but things that people can bid a few hundred, couple thousand on, and that'll help us out a lot too. But for the most part, the library shop and the donation program is centered on just those regular visitors, not a lot of money to spend, but it's very visible and it's a good way for people to feel like they're really part of the community and that the library is a part of their community. Now, FRAP 2 is our streaming service, which we call ArchVid, Archive Video, which is a streaming platform not quite on the scale of something like Netflix or Amazon. And in fact, even the word streaming is slightly misleading because it basically represents access to our digital media, to the films that we've had donated to the library. This is something you can access remotely. Now, for students and faculty at Berkeley, of course, they get it for free. But library visitors can pay a monthly fee, much cheaper than Netflix, by the way, in order to access a plethora of videos. So our action plan involves, of course, hiring an outside digital team that is going to spend 9 weeks working on this program. Again, it won't be as complicated as bigger streaming platforms, but we want to make sure it's very streamlined. We also want to work on a logo, on advertising. And as for the part of the community that this touches, this is going for kind of like the middle income people, the people who can afford streaming services, the people who might not visit the library every day, might not physically rely on it, but would really, really love to, take a scholarly fascination or an entertainment fascination and the kind of movies that we have. And finally, the third part of the program, FRAP 3, is our valued members package. And this is the big kahuna. This is for pillars of the community, wealthier members in the Bay Area who want to support the library, who want to pay our annual fee. And the perks are relatively symbolic. You get a little plaque with your name on it. You get your name included on pieces of memoranda from around the library, and you're acknowledged during meetings and stuff like that. For the most part, it's just for people with the money who just really want to support the community we have up here, because the film community up in the Bay Area is nothing like it is down in LA. So actually having people in Berkeley, in Santa Rosa, in San Francisco, in Sacramento, pitching in and helping to keep us up afloat is a valuable start. So part of that plan involves simply seeking out those donors, presenting for them, telling them that they can really be a part of this awesome little film society that we have going on here. And we'll be evaluating this in multiple ways. We're doing weekly evaluations with our digital team working on ArcVid. We're doing evaluations monthly in order to ensure that we have a steady donation stream with our valued members packages. We are looking at the value of these programs through the lens of, are we reaching every aspect of the community? So obviously money is the big part of it, but we want to make sure that everyone feels like they're participating. That's why it's a tripartite program. That's why it's a program that includes ways that lower income visitors can donate, that medium income visitors can donate, and finally that higher income visitors can donate. Because the Bay Area has a lot of all three of that. We want to help them all. We want them all to feel like participants, if they're able to, in this beautiful library that we have here. And that is in the end our end goal beyond the finances, is to be able to touch every part of this wonderful scholarly community that we have up here. So that does it for our action plans. And thank you so much for listening. This is a lot of fun to put together. I'll pass it on to Carla for the last word. Thanks.
We invite you to explore the wonders of the cinematic history and innovation within our library.